All right, guys, we're back. We're finally about to enter into a very big celebration. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had like something like super duper hype. What was I think that the Xenoverse 2 celebration came down from on high, and the Dokkan team was told, do this, and they said, yes, we will. And then so the kind of like normal spot for Golden Week got a little bit jumbled up, but none of us liked Beerus and God Goku as the pick for Golden Week. It was no good, honestly, no good to do Beerus and God Goku. I did not like it. Um, so really for most of this year we've been in what's kind of like like the down period. Saiyan Day I think was very good, very elite, maybe the best Saiyan Day celebration ever. That was awesome. And then remember the 11th anniversary also wasn't very good, but I do think like the Deborah celebration was good, the Vegeta and Nappa celebration was good, Metal Cooler celebration has been good. Hopefully though we can hit one of these big celebrations, because at this point it works this way for both Dokkan and Legends, right? Um, we have like there's a huge amount of players, but the huge amount of players playing the game, they're not on the game all the time, especially at this point. Like they come and go during the year, and a lot more are playing during the major celebrations, right? That's just how it goes. So let's take a look at the history of what this celebration was and some stuff. So, by the way, we have the reveal is going to be on the 26th for me. If you're in Europe, it'll be the 27th, right? Or Japan, I guess. So there's that. 29th is when I think that the celebration will start. And just as a guess, remember, it has been now very close to a year since we've had a fusion. The last time we had a fusion, well, I mean, close to a year. It was August last year. Golden Frieza and Gogeta. Now, 2025, up until Golden Frieza and Gogeta, like every release was a fusion last year, right? Like it was the fusion year. So we have had quite a bit of time. I know people will do their thing of, oh my god, fusion slop and blah 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 blah, but we haven't had one. And again, and it's been 9 months. Like I'm sorry, but the gotcha games, they're gonna do a lot of fusions, man. Like it's we're above arguing about this and complain about, like, come on. So I think turn one blue Gogeta makes sense here. But I do agree, peak 12th anniversary to me, like blue Gogeta, blue Vegito together does sound pretty fire. So we'll see. But I'm gonna go with blue Gogeta as my guess. I saw this. A couple people had tweeted about this. So this is like, I did double check. It's like this on JP as well, where there's this little banner promoting the live broadcast. And look at the way campaign here. Let me just do this. Look at the way campaign is down here, right? To me, I look at that and I mean, what do you guys think? I think Broly. Broly is who I think. That's immediately what comes to mind. And it's not like that in the official thing. So maybe that's a little bit like a small potential hint. Could be nothing, but I'm gonna go with my official guess as blue Gogeta. Now, wait, is this? Yeah, I already did it. Okay. So here's what we have in terms of the previous celebrations. So just quickly, there is a lot of kind of like okay. So 2016, 2017, 2018 was like kind of like big Dokkan Fest TURs. Funny enough, 2017, the character in this time slot was actually Super Saiyan 3 Broly, which is crazy. But remember, 2016 was Super Vegito. So it's like that. This has always been a huge time slot. Funny enough, the one character that was heavily criticized, do you guys know which character it is? One of these 9 that are on this picture was heavily criticized at the time, and it was Vegeta and Trunks. Many people at the time did not feel like Vegeta and Trunks were worthy of a Dokkan Fest LR spot. I do vividly remember going into the reveal thinking, okay, we're going to see probably Vegito Blue is going to be the character coming up. That's what I was thinking. And it ended up being Vegeta and Trunks. Now, remember, Vegeta and Trunks ended up being one of the 5 strongest characters of all time. Right? So, keep that in mind. Like it is funny. You look at this list, the strongest character on this list is Vegeta and Trunks by far. I think number 2 is probably Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta, but okay. So yeah, so there's that, like the first couple of years where they kind of like did this. There's a TUR. Then in 2019, so here we have Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. By the way, this would be a great redo. I guess they did kind of redo that in 2023, but he's a transforming character. A turn 1 version of this guy would be sick. And this guy's Dragon Fist against Omega, the Kamehameha Dragon Fist that he does. I mean, we don't have that in good animations. So, I mean, I'll tell y'all, like if they would do like a redo of this guy, to me, A plus. That's totally fine with me. I mean, what's funny is, people really do get on, the fusions, and then I hear them say, "Oh, Dragon Ball Super slop," but don't forget Super Saiyan 4. Like if Dokkan has their pick, their way with it, they're gonna want to go a powerful fusion, and if they can't do a fusion, they're gonna bust out a Super Saiyan 4. They love their Super Saiyan 4s. So this guy was July 1st, 2018. I remember this guy's this was the first where I remember it be like the whole celebration was like very grand. And remember, 2018 was when Dokkan Fest LRs began, and this celebration is the returning spot of the anniversary LRs. Unfortunately, we'll do a separate video on this. Unfortunately, I do think they're going to go back to the previous format. I think that the 4 anniversary LRs will be returning during this celebration, but unfortunately, I don't think it'll be on the new unit banners, unfortunately. This is where GDC just ended up doing it much better last year in 2025, but unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be blessed with that greatness again. I think they're probably going to go back to the Tanabata banner format, unfortunately, right? So this guy was on July 1st. Then the next year was Gohan and Goten. This was a global first character, if you guys can believe it. Legends and Global Dokkan dropped these characters basically at the same time. It was crazy. So this was it was meant to be Goku Day. So I mean, Goku Day is May 9th. Obviously, this is what Gohan Day is May 8th. But like it's essentially a Goku Day celebration. And then for JP Dokkan, this was the Tanabata character, also on July 1st of 2019. I remember, I think it was the day after I went to Anime Expo in 2019. I remember summoning for these boys at Anime Expo. I think I was getting fucked. I mean, are you shocked? Of course. And I remember doing videos, in the Airbnb. I remember all the guy Afro and the guys, they couldn't believe how often I was just like still recording even in the Airbnb. But the global Super Saiyan 4 LR's anniversary was about to kick off. That was very fun, right? Remember, historically, so like a bunch of these years, like, 2019, 2020, 21, 2022, July always felt like the best month to me. Because Tanabata was a massive celebration, and then Global will be getting its anniversary as well. So I have very high hopes. This is going to be the first shared Tanabata, right? Because remember, 2024, it had not, the sync hadn't happened yet. 2025, they did GDC, so this is going to be the first time. But yeah, Gohan and Goten, they were the Tanabata Dokkan Fest LR, but they lost a lot of luster, at least in this side of the community, because of the fact that Global did get him a couple of months before. Then in 2020 was Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. These guys were awesome, really fun. So they came out on June 30th. Okay. I remember them being great. That whole like July celebration was just so, I remember it being so good. And remember the next Dokkan Fest after them was the Beast Tech Ultimate Gohan. All right, so there's them. Then next we had Tech Gogeta. This guy was crazy with the anime opening OST and the incredible animations. This guy was so popular. This guy was huge. And this is the first one of these characters that released after link levels were a thing too. I remember I grinded my nutsack off for this guy. I remember being really proud of myself because I got his links, I think, to all 10 in like 4 days. Think about that. I was like very proud of myself after getting him the link level 10 in like 4 days. So yeah, there's Tech Gogeta right there. Back on June 30th. Then next was Vegeta and whoops, went right by him. Next was wait, what? Oh, I didn't pull these boys up. Oh my goodness. Wait, didn't I? Oh, I did. Yeah, there we go. I just had okay. There we go. Next, anyway, was Vegeta and Trunks. Yeah, they were also on the 30th, 2022. I remember that a lot. Again, they were, the strongest character in the game at the time by far. They completely gapped and eclipsed the 7th anniversary LRs. It's funny, I feel like people don't even realize that now because the 7th anniversary LRs were just so much more popular than these guys. And it was one of those things where people were like, no, 7th anniversary LRs, they're still like better. They're still better. But like this character like gapped them by like 50 tiers. So they are up there with like sorry I hit the mic a second ago, my bad. They're up there with like Kalen Khalifa, STR Gogeta, some of these characters, as the gap between them and every other character, including like, was so hot. It was so huge. They were so much better in the 7th anniversary LRs in that because they completely fodderized the red zone fights. 7th anniversary LRs a lot of the times were just victims in those fights. Then the next year was in Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, this guy's a little bit, I would argue, misunderstood these days. When he first dropped, I thought he was very good. I thought he was very good in the Omega Shenron fight, which was the hardest fight in the game, but only for a brief amount of time before the Fusion Zamasu fight came out and was harder. This guy was really good. And if you guys remember going into this year, there was a lot of frustration, with like the Kale celebration and Turles and stuff like that. I remember thinking like, oh damn, we kind of need a little bit of a banger here. We do need a little bit of a banger for this guy. And they dropped it. I mean, they came correct with the character, the animations, all that, but he ended up aging out very fast. I remember summoning with Nano and Diddy. Yeah, we went on a special trip. It's a special trip, but yeah, it was fun. Okay, next. UI Goku, Tech UI Goku. This is crazy because Tech UI Goku, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a mega fan of him, but Tech UI Goku, I mean, he's still like very usable, right? Because he's just so built around dodge. And then if you get to his domain is just so powerful for superclass characters. And it's just so, like, he has 100% dodge his first turn. Like, he can provide value to the team if you can keep him alive until his third rotation to where he can pop his domain. It is crazy, though, because a character who is 2 years old should not be as effective as he is, right? He had a great aging kit, and I suspect that physical UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, they're going to age similarly as graceful as this guy. I do think so. This guy was the 28th of 2024. The reason this is a little bit earlier, like if we would go to the calendar and check, watch, it's because the 30th lands on, I promise you. Again, I know, like so many years of this, I know how Dokkan operates. The 30th lands on the weekend. Watch this. Boom. There it is. Yep. June 30th was Sunday. Saturday is the 29th, 28th. Exactly. That's exactly why he came out on the 28th, right? When I notice people like kind of like talking on the timeline or other YouTubers talking about it, like they kind of like always forget to account for the weekend, or if the previous year was it because of the weekend, it dropped at a weird day that we're not accounting for it this time, right? So right here, the reveal is on the 26th. Previous moving into the celebration, I was targeting the 30th as the release day, but based upon the reveal being on the 26th, I'm now adjusted that. I think the 29th is probably when the celebration will begin, and the character will be dropping the 29th. So we're going to see him, and there's still going to be several days until they're going to be dropping, right? So yeah, there was UI Goku. And then last year, damn, I'm getting messed up bad here. Hold on. I'm like, I think it's because my mouse is messed up. I guess I gotta buy a new mouse already. Yeah, okay. So then last year was the Blues and Goku Black and Zamasu, right? But remember, it's just kind of like, and it's gonna end up being, I guess, just like a one-off thing where GDC was in this time slot in 2025. Remember, this year in 2026, the GDC time slot is going to be at the end of August. The target day I have personally, again, this is just going off of years of how Dokkan's done stuff. I think the 28th is when Dokkan is going to be starting GDC this year. August 28th is the target day I have for GDC, right? Which will be this. Now, I've seen a lot of people are theorizing that we could have like a dual Dokkan Fest or something like that for TDC. We'll see. It is funny. I said Blue Gogeta right here, and then it's like I woke up later and like someone had created some like AI like profile pic account. It was like Dokkan Informations or something like that, and they said the Broly movie, and it's like okay, like all right. So, I mean, I listen. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I don't have inside info on who TDC is. I don't. So if you think I'm just saying, "Oh, Blue Gogeta," like, bro, I don't know what's coming. Okay, I don't. So if it ends up being Blue Gogeta, it's just a lucky guess, guys. That's all. Just a lucky guess, of course. So let me know what you guys think. What's coming up with TDC right here. I think it's pretty crystal clear it's going to be like a massive Saiyan character. I mean, not surprising. That's why, like, Metal Cooler being the Dokkan Fest. Again, they shouldn't have done God Goku and Beerus, but, like, Vegeta and Nappa, Dabura, like, none of that is a problem. Because then we have this big celebration time slot coming up, which is going to be one of these big, fusion God Saiyan characters. I think Blue Gogeta is a good guess. Namek Goku, I'm totally fine. I think Namek Goku would be a resounding success, actually. I do think, like, if they dropped the Namek Goku and they gave him, like, the level of glaze that they did for, like, UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta, I think it would just be, like, people would call it their favorite release of all time, right? Like, so, like, they could do Namek here, and I think it would be a 10 out of 10. Um, here's what I would say. OG Dragon Ball, I feel like I do kind of want like a big Super Saiyan right here. But if they do Kid Goku versus Demon King Piccolo, I do think it could be a sleeper hit. I do. I think that's like when it comes to OG Dragon Ball, to me, I feel like it's just only the Goku versus Piccolo fights that are ever gonna even have a chance at one of these celebrations, right? Those are the big battles of OG Dragon Ball. Goku versus Demon King Piccolo, and then Goku versus Piccolo Jr., right? Those are the huge kind of like ones. But the one that I would not want to see here, you guys know what I'm gonna say, is Saiyan Saga. Saiyan Saga, people get mad at me, but that does not have the juice, man. I thought that about Namek previously, but people, they ride for their Namek. I'm ready for them to drop Namek. I think it'll be a success. But Saiyan Saga, man, we've never had Saiyan Saga be a hit, right? I like the Legends 7th anniversary part 2 was Saiyan Saga, and it's like, oh my god, it was so good, but that's because of the new battle system. I think if they just dropped Saiyan Saga, I don't know that would have gone that well. Dokkan did it for their 7th anniversary part 2. It was a flop. Now, people will say it's because they're Yellow Crane LRs, which is fair, but, I mean, if they were Carnivals, would it have been different? I don't know. I don't think so. So, that really, I mean, as long as it's a big, grand character here, I'm going to be pretty cool with whatever they end up dropping, though. So, Angels, let me know what you guys think. We are closing in here on a massive TDC celebration. We are going to find out on the 26th. And again, probably is going to be some major grand character. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.